Welcome to THE Live Network. My name is Dean Krapf. I'm a hair and makeup artist from the agency, and I have the privilege of working with our two beautiful models today, Anna to my right and Fig to my left. And I'm going to provide a hair tutorial, work with different hair textures. I've asked both of the girls to arrive today clean and naturally air dried. And I often have said that a woman's best accessory is her hair. You can switch up your hair and change the girl. So today with Anna, we're observing that she has some natural wave in the back of her hair. And my desire is to smooth her out and to create some body, some volume. So with her narrow texture, we're going to create a little bit more of a bohemian silhouette. To begin Anna's blowout, I shampooed and conditioned her hair. Anna had a color service several months ago, so I noticed the hens are a little bit dehydrated, so I'm going to use two products. Voluminous all-in-one milk is a product that's like skincare for hair. So mostly on her mid-shaft and ends. A couple pumps go a long way. And I will use my wet brush and detangle and then add a little mousse into the root sections. I'm going to apply a little Voluminous mousse. A little bit goes a long way. I work it into my hands and into the root. A lot of women have little baby hairs around the front, and make sure that those are on lockdown, and a lot of times in the nape as well. Most people take a dollop of a product and lay it right on top of the head. You really want to work it into the hair. And for Anna's bohemian look today, I'm going to do a centered part and start to build volume with a blow dryer and brush. Okay. I have clients in the salon that often find a blowout as a difficult project, and I remind them that hairstylists work in sections, and if they learn to work a section of the head at a time, it would feel less overwhelming. I like to use the brush as a roller. So you'll see that I'll smooth, creating lift at the root, and then I'll leave the brush settle into the hair while the hair cools down. So drawing, smoothing, allowing the brush to do the work. I like to use a concentrator on my dryer just to do exactly what it says, concentrate the heat and the direction of the air so that I'm not blowing the rest of the hair all over the place. Always make sure the ends are finished. And then I roll the hair up and I allow the brush to rest. Again, creating lift at the base of the hair. smoothing and extending the length. So I'm not overworking my wrist. I'm not winding. I'm literally allowing the curve of the brush to create the shape. I always want a finished hairline all the way around the parameter, so I make sure that I'm grabbing all of the sections in the nape and along the hairline. And again, I use the brush as a roller and allow it to rest. It has a nice sheen and a little bit of body. And I'll follow through up through the crown, section by section, repeat, repeat, repeat. I find it's most important to use a natural bristle brush when drying the hair. These Ibiza brushes are 100% bore. They tend to glide through the hair, and they also support creating shine on the hair. I've never been a big fan of kind of a metal brush, though it has the ability to lock and curl. I find that it sometimes compromises the condition of the hair. So I prefer a natural bristle, and as you could see, the hair has a nice sheen. I'm now going to direct the top sections away from Anna's face. So step one, the blowout. I'll now prep my curling iron and start to build body in a controlled fashion. Once the hair is smooth and dry, I'll now begin to apply the curl. I tend to like to set most of the hair with a big barrel curling iron, and on top, because I always like just a little extra lift, I will often defer to some sort of roller, either one that is heated or Velcro, and direct them straight back from the hairline. I tend to use the rollers just on top and the curling iron everywhere else, which ends up in the finishing part of it creating a nice drape around the face. It's not too curly, and then the volume built. It's really your preference. There's no set rules. That's the beauty of hair dressing. You can kind of figure out what works best for you and then follow that pattern. Again, I will start by sectioning the hair back to front, adding volume as I go. So section. As I begin to curl the hair, I will use some sort of setting spray just to add a little extra hold. When I'm applying the curl, I tend to defer to a Paul Mitchell worked up product, which is very buildable. I can use it and still brush through the hair as I do my editorial work and build hairstyle to hairstyle. It doesn't really get sticky or heavy, which is really a great tool. Orbe also has a dry kind of texturizing spray that works similarly, so I've used either and both, and they're both great. A little prep on the hair, light mist, or shall I say, I'm going to place the iron in vertically, count a couple seconds, and release. During the cooling part of the hair, I like to clip it. Again, my personal preference. so that it can cool down in a controlled state. Slight mist. So again, the simple reminder, the more body, the more sections you would apply the curl to. Looser body, bigger sections, less hair. I always like to work from the bottom up so that once the hair is completed underneath, I can move into my next section. And again, count a couple seconds and release. And you repeat, repeat, repeat until we get to the top sections. As I come closer to the crown, I change my position of the iron more horizontally to build volume at the base. I will tend to do a little over direction on the top section just to get a little lift again at the base. I'm going to apply my rollers to the top and then finish out with the two side sections. Smoothing the hair, over directing a little bit forward. A little mist to grab all those fine hairs. Apply a roller at the base. Make sure that the ends are tucked under, smooth. And I like to secure them with little metal clips as opposed to the jaw clamps, so as not to put dents in the hair. 2 sections to go. When I'm doing hair in the salon, I would probably relax the hair sooner. When I'm doing editorial work, I let the roller or the set in while I'm doing makeup and then come back to the hair. Once again, because Anna's hair is fine in texture through the sides, I want to build body, so I'm going to use a larger section on her today so that the hair looks more dense rather than little curls around the face. So Anna's hair is cooled about 15 minutes or so, and I'm just going to remove the rollers and the clips, shake her out, and then lace the hair. You can see immediately just allowing the hair to settle has allowed the curl to have a little more bounce. Just go in and start to shake it out. And soft, pretty curls. If Anna was going out for the evening, I would probably add a little piece or enhancement to provide a little extra body for her hair. So again, I go back to sectioning approximately at the occipital bone in the crown. You can add a little filler just by attaching some hair underneath. I like to put a soft amount of teasing at the base. Just like to marry the pieces together by a little bit of back combing. A little spray. Usually start in the center. All around to the side. You can secure this with bobby pins if you choose. I find if I use a little bit of teasing and a good hairspray, there's no need. And then to finish, I usually pop a little teasing in the crown. And bring the hair into the rest of the style. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you, Anna, for your time and your beauty. This is our soft bohemian way.